Newer players in Rachel Legends have taken all the advice we've given to them. Get to brutal 12-3, take your champion, kill to 60, get masteries on him, but he keeps dying in this brutal 12-3 stage with bombs. Now, what is going wrong right here? You've done everything you're supposed to do. You put gear on him, you take masteries on him, but for some reason, he keeps dying. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things you could do to help your kill survive this 12-3 stage, because if he's dying, you agree with me, that's a bunch of wasted energy. Sometimes he fails, sometimes he's successful. That's not what you want to do. So I'm going to tell you 5 things you can do right now in this stage. Of course, this is gear that newer players coming in, older players who have no use for this video, but I just wanted to put this one out there because I found somebody in the Discord lamenting for hours and doing different things that he was trying to do to survive brutal 12-3, but it wasn't working. So I looked at it at the Raid official Discord. I was like, maybe this is worth talking about in a video like this, because some people don't just take the advice you give them. They want to try what they think is best. But I have fought this brutal 12-3 battles a lot with different accounts, so I know how to make my kill survive longer with these 5 tips. Let's get into it. So if you guys, older players, know in the comments below anyone that is useful to you that you used in your personal account, maybe you can drop it below and maybe others can learn from it also. The first one I'll tell you right now is stop fighting it. If it's failing, just stop. Don't keep trying the same thing again and again and again and think something else will happen. Let me tell you that it's easier to just go down a stage. Just go down a stage. So if you're currently at brutal 12-3, you're not beating it. Maybe you want to go to brutal 12-2, even if it doesn't give you same amount of silver for selling the chest pieces, selling the shield pieces. So you might want to farm a lower stage like this 2 or 1. It's still brutal, so it's not that different in terms of the resources you get, but a little bit silver difference. So that's something to know right here. You can fall back to a previous stage which is consistent, which maybe doesn't have bombs, but all the stages do have bombs. So that's the easier thing to do. Drop in stage. Even if you can't farm Brimstone at all, drop below to Hallowed Halls or drop below to Godfrey Crossing. That's the easiest thing I'll recommend. So while you're dropping below right here, you can get some fusion champions. What am I talking about? Let's say you're trying to get fusion champions that will help you fuse these champions right here that you have in the portal. Relic Keeper does need a War Maiden. Relic Keeper does need a Spirit Host. Relic Keeper fusion also does need this champion right here. What's her name? Forget her name. That you can pick from the stage 6 of the campaign. So it's time for you to stop farming that brutal 12-6 that is failing and go back and pick up this champion, because you will eventually need to do this mission for the Arbiter missions. So that's one thing that I would recommend newer players to do. If you can't farm that brutal 12-3 steadily, go back to these stages, is where they belong. Check out this stage 6, gives you this champion right here that is needed for that fusion. It takes a lot of farming to get that champion eventually, so might as well go back and do it. And of course, if you go back to this stage, you can farm lifesteal. Kale is the only champion that is currently in lifesteal, and a lot of your champions don't have gear, so you might want to get a little bit of 4-piece lifesteal for another second champion that you might want to build. Of course, speed boots is what you want the most from here. Get an extra speed boots for your starter champion, whether it's apothecary. That first 5-star speed boots can be obtained from here. At that stage in the game when you have 0 5-star speed boots, this is the first place, a opportunity for you to go back and farm it if you can't do brutal. So I know it's kind of a sad one, but you're not wasting energy. Don't see it that way. You're not wasting energy. You're still farming it consistently at this stage with that same team, but at this stage, you know, you're not wasting energy. You'll still be able to use food champions like this while you're getting that 6-star boot. So that's the first thing, the first point I wanted to make. Now on the second point right here, it says fight a higher difficulty. What most people don't know is that 12-3 is harder than 12-6. In my personal experience, I feel like 12-6 is much easier, even if we still see the bomb champion right here. But I feel like this stage doesn't have a lot of other hard hitting champions. You can see Allure, Diabolist, and Prince Kaima. Yes, it still has the bomb champion right here, but I feel like sometimes when your kill is on this stage, personally, for my personal account, I was dying at 12-3 and I pushed to 12-6 and I was not dying. So just try and see which of these higher stages you can survive. That's the second point. So this is not going back now, this is going forward to see if you can do 12-6. Of course, not 12-7 at all. And Nightmare is totally out of the question. So that's the second point right here. You can go higher difficulty to see if it works for you, if you don't want to go lower and get other resources. Now for the third point, which might be a lot more doable for most people, it says fight arena for affinity bonus and area bonus. This one doesn't require energy, doesn't require resources. Just use your arena refreshes right here, and you can see these easy teams. Don't say, oh, I'm fighting the arena but I'm not beating teams, it's too hard. No. Come here to the arena, hit that refresh, use your free refreshes and fight easy teams like this, which you know you can 100% win. This gives you easy to obtain what do you call this thing now, arena gold, that you can use in upgrading your affinity bonuses and your area bonuses. So when you farm a lot of that, it doesn't matter whether it's bronze 1, bronze 2, bronze 3, silver 1, silver 2, silver 3. Just fight your battles. Never be above cap right here. Always use your arena refreshes. And once you do that, you can head over to this great hall right here and upgrade your affinity bonus and your area bonuses. Area bonuses are obtained from fighting live arena. So whenever you see that live arena, even if it's against enemies that will beat you, fight live arena, you will find some that will be easier for you to win and get this so you can spend it where you want, where you're having difficulty. For my personal account, I didn't have any difficulty in any of those places, so the one place I wanted to put it into is Demon Lord. That's why I put it right here. But for 1v1 arena, check out, I have resistance right here, which means I took my own advice that I'm giving you right now at that early stage when my kill was dying. That's the only reason why I put this resistance 1 star on him, because there's no other reason than this. So I just had some bronze and I put it right here to give me that little survivor so I don't get that bumps on me. So right now I'm doing for the Yabita missions and focus on accuracy, but put a few points on resistance. You might say, what about HP? What about defense? Bombs will just go poof and still nuke you down. So I think the resistance is the best way to survive the bombs, in terms of don't let it land than trying to survive it with HP and defense. So if you can have enough resistance to not let the bomb land, then you'll be able to survive it. If you want to upgrade it, 10 resistance, 15 resistance, so it will keep going higher. And if you can get a little bit of resistance from your artifact, it will be awesome also. So that's the number 3 point right here, for resistance to be added to your affinity bonus if you fight arena battles. It's free. You have the arena refills right here. Use them. If nails they expire 20 hours, use them. Fight the arena battles, but only against enemies you know you can win, so you can get those medals. So I know it's kind of difficult, or to wait 15 minutes, hit that refresh, wait again 15 minutes, hit that refresh, fight those easy teams, and then you're able to upgrade that and get higher resistance. So if I check my kill resistance right now, you can see my kill is already out of early game, I guess, but his resistance is currently 35. That's not high, right? 35 resistance, I didn't focus on it. That's not high. But if I check out his stats, I don't even put glyphs anymore, but that's one number 3 point, or part of the number 3 point that I wanted to add. Use all your 1-star glyphs. Don't think that the faction war is hard. I'm looking for resistance substat. I'm out of resistance substat. But if you have any gear that is not rolled up right here, go hit that upgrade, enchant, and spend your 1-star. At that early game, you have a lot of this 1-star, what do you call it now, glyphs. Use them. If you do not have glyphs, why are you not fighting faction wars? Because that's what you should do at that early game. Even if you can fight only stage 1 of that faction war, it gives you important glyphs that you can use to improve your resistance, improve your HP, improve your defense and all that, for your starter champion to improve his total stats and survive those hits. So that's the 3rd point. And now on the 4th point, it still has to do with the arena, is to stay in top tier of the arena. You can see me currently chilling in a gold 4. I just got in right here. The arena tiers are right here. These are the rewards you get. Additional stat boosts that help your starter champion and every other champion survive or do more damage. So you can see if you're currently at bronze 1, that's 1%, 2% for bronze 2, 3% HP, attack, and defense, not just 1 stat right here. You're getting all these stats added to your gear or to your champion that you have. So this is a bonus stat. So what I'm trying to say is, don't always put a 1-man defense right here and fall so low. There are times when you put a 1-man defense, there are times in that early game, early stages of the raid, where you don't want to put a single team defense like this, because you will be beaten back to bronze 1 where you belong. So basically, you always have to sometimes put a your strongest champions. It doesn't matter if it's just skill that you build that far, but he has to be in there, not just weak champions, so he can survive and be at the higher tiers. Bronze 2, 2%, bronze 3, 3%, bronze 4. Currently, I'm in gold 5 and I'm getting 22% HP, defense, and attack added to all my champions. With 22% added, who is dying? Nobody is dying in that campaign battle, I mean. So that's something you should try to aim for. At least get to silver. Even from 1 week or 2 weeks of playing raid, or even 1 month of playing, you could get into silver these days if you're fighting those single man defenses like I was suggesting. But with certain single man defenses, there are players who actually want to fall low and fight easier battles. Those are the players who are setting low defenses. If you're not in the high tiers right now, you don't want to be one of those players. So that's the 4th point right here to help you get some bonus stats to your Kill, Elhain, Gale, or Atel. Now, yes, it applies to all the starter champions. It doesn't mean that, oh, it's dying because it's Kill or it's dying because Atel. No, all of them will die at that stage to the bombs if they're not yet ready to get through that stage. All right, for the 5th point right here, like I said, only 5 points. Upgrade all gear to 16. This one seems kind of well known, but for some players, they just leave everything at 12, 13, and so on. Only their boots and chest maybe 16. If you do not upgrade everything, your gear to 16 for your starter champions, those bombs will be decimating him for sure. So while we're on the topic of gear, the only ring you might have right there at that point is that 3-star ring that the game gives you right at that early game. I don't think I still have mine. Probably sold my 3-star ring that was on Kill because I no longer need it. But yeah, at that early stage, all you have is the 3-star ring. So the only thing you can do is fight more campaign battles or go back to 3-star your campaign. That's also something you could do. And if that's all those gives you some other resources that you can use in the game. So Spider 10 is one resource that I would suggest. But if you're not there yet, because Spider 10 will give you some of these things, it's all rare, right? Or uncommon. It's uncommon, not even rare. So you might be able to get that one, and if your clan wins CVC, you'll be lucky enough to get a blood shield ring to get you a little bit of shielding. It doesn't have to be attack on the ring. You always want to go with HP and defense if the bombs are exploding on you. So if you need some help with rebuilding your starter champion and getting more stats of survival, if it's accuracy you have, people just go with perception. You might want to sacrifice that accuracy at that level perception and go with a little bit of HP and defensive based substats for your 2 other artifacts you need with your lifesteal, because every starter champion needs to be in lifesteal, yes, but if he's still dying, you need to sacrifice that accuracy in that early game and not focus on poison damage for kill, but focus on the survival for campaign first before you begin to look for a banner to add that accuracy to your final build for your starter champion, not just skill, for any of them. All right, I hope with these 5 points that I made, newer players can find it useful a little bit to see if they can make their starter champion survive that bomb. And to end this video, I'll go ahead and run a battle. Imagine if I die and if I get bombed after making all these suggestions for you guys. Hopefully you find this one useful. Let me run it and end the video on that note. I recently rebuilt my kill from this Noob to Pro series, and it's currently nuking hard and doing a 6-second campaign run, and I love it. That's it, 6 seconds with my kill. It takes a while to get here, but remember, masteries is important, full gear is important, and of course I had blessing on my kill also, which is also adding a little bit of stats from that phantom touch right here for him. So make sure your starter champion is fully built and ready to go, so you can survive those bombs or drop below in some stages and go do other challenges that are happening in the game. All right, newer players, hopefully you find this one useful. The Noob to Pro series is dedicated to you guys, giving you all this type of newer player info from my own new player perspective, and hopefully we can get to beating the faction war, which is the goal for this series right here. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one later.